Welcome back to the boat cheat. Today we're looking at how to use the spare switches on your boat's electrical panel. If you find this video useful, please click like and click subscribe so we can keep making more videos. We're using Caniclani for this shoot, which is my Jono Sun Odyssey 349, but this electrical panel is found on lots of boats and yours is probably similar. We had a spare switch or two, and today we're using this one here, on request of Tony H, who's another owner at the Jono 349 Owners Forum. The link's now down on the bottom left of the screen. This is a great resource which I recommend to all 349 owners wherever in the world you are. So to get started, the two latches at the top of the panel need to be unscrewed about 3/4 of a turn. Once the panel is hinged down, you'll see what Tony H calls a maze of circuitry. As you can see, he might have a point. Our spare switch was 3 up from the bottom on the right hand side, so looking from above it's 3 down from the top once it's hinged down. If we change the angle a bit, you'll see the bit we're interested in a bit more clearly. So we're here. As you can see, I've already used the spare switch on Caniclani to add USB charging points, so there's already a fuse in there, but yours will probably look like this if there's no fuse in it. The power gets to the switch, which is here, from the other side of the printed circuit board. The LED indicator light return path is here. So this light shows switch position rather than there being power at the end user. So if the fuse is gone, the light might still be on. The positive feed arrives from the other side of the panel at the fuse here. It then goes through the fuse and around this path here to the multi-connector and connects up to this wire here. Now you could just attach a saddle connector to this wire, but that can get a bit messy, and there's an easier way, which is the point of today's cheat. So standing back a bit, we can have a good look at all the wiring. Run your cabling back from the installed light, fan or other device into this space and keep the black wire on the left and the red wire on the right. You can run them through the big trunking there if you want to, just by pulling the big grey cover off. Next, make sure a suitable fuse is installed in the space next to the switch you're going to use. You want the black wire on the left because of this here, the main negative connection. This often gets called the earth. There isn't really an earth on a fiberglass boat's 12-volt system, but this is as close as you'll get. Connect the black wire here with a crimped or soldered on ring connector, and it's important that you do this before you do the red wire. Next, you'll need to figure out where to connect the positive wire, and this is why you do this wire last. Many of the wires from the electrical panel come back through this trunking. They run along the trunking and they come up to a connection block just here. This includes all the wires from the spare switches. Attach a spade connector onto your red wire that's from your device, and then make sure the switch you're going to use on the panel is switched on. Next, make sure the new device is also switched on. All you need to do now is touch the spade connector against each of the vacant connectors on this connection block that have a wire opposite them until the new device starts working. Once it does, with your other hand, pull out the new fuse you've put in. Alternatively, you can reach under the panel and switch the switch off, but it's a bit more fiddly trying to do that because you can't see which one's which. Whichever you do, check whether the device stops. If it doesn't, simply move on to the next vacant connector. If it does, push the connector on securely, replace the fuse, check it a couple of times to make sure it's connected properly and the switch is working, and then close up the panel. Cheat achieved. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please do click like and subscribe, and fingers crossed we'll be back on the water very soon.